Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for visiting Rabbani Research. Today we will be talking on diversity, that is build diversity, and this has been taken. This presentation is based on the article 5 Steps to Build and Sustain Diversity in Your Organization by Keith Dorsey from MIT Sloan Management Review, and the date is October 17, 2023. Diversity in hiring. When we say diversity in hiring, we pay attention to what happens after the hire. Support gender equality based employment, support ethnic and cultural coherence, break the glass ceiling and negotiate the glass cliff, build a path for others to follow, and let others safely navigate the landscape. The steps in sustaining diversity are: establish leadership commitment to diversity and with a sponsorship, remove glass ceiling by addressing systemic factors, reduce glass cliffs through due diligence, broaden the pathway by changing the conversation, and measure and track progress. Step 1, leadership commitment. Leadership throughout the organization must demonstrate a strong commitment to diversity and inclusion. When leaders model these behaviors, employees throughout the organization naturally follow their example. Leaders must consciously exhibit their commitment to hiring people from underrepresented populations by helping to develop and equip these candidates for advancement. Specifically, every leader, regardless of organizational level, should identify at least one such candidate to intentionally sponsor. After getting to know the candidate's background, career goals, and support needs, the leader should counsel them in navigating the organization and support them in developing the competencies needed to advance in their career, and critically help them secure progressive leadership positions. Leaders must consciously exhibit their commitment to hiring people from underrepresented population by helping to develop and equip these candidates for advancement. Remove glass ceilings by addressing systemic factors. The metaphor of glass ceiling depicts the systems of discrimination that prevent certain groups of people from accessing high-level opportunities for career growth and advancement. Clues that glass ceiling exists within your organization include a lack of diversity within the upper management and executives ranks compared with your overall workforce. Pay disparities between individuals with similar roles and qualifications, limited mentorship, sponsorship, development, or advancement for certain groups of people, explicit or implicit biases regarding which groups are a better fit for leadership roles than others. To identify and eradicate glass ceilings in your organization, closely scrutinize every aspect of the employee experience. For example, address biased hiring and promotion practices using blind recruitment techniques. Review salary ranges and promotion criteria to ensure that equal pay is awarded for equal work, and make clear career paths and development opportunities available to all employees. Diversity goals, inclusion initiatives, and employee education on recognizing and avoiding unconscious biases also can support a diversity conducive climate. Step 3. Reduce glass cliffs through due diligence. The term glass cliff describes a phenomenon in which women and other minorities are preferentially selected for leadership positions in times of crisis, placing them at increased risk for failure. This phenomenon occurs across industries and geographies and for women and ethnic minorities alike. The problem with giving people from underrepresented population leadership opportunities only in times of crisis is that those who lead during turbulent times tend to be seen as part of the problem, which perpetuates stereotype and reduces future opportunities for such candidates. To avoid this outcome, care must be taken to recognize and fully examine the situation before assigning a leadership position. While the temptation to dive in and do something to stop the bleeding is overwhelming, taking the appropriate time to first fully understand the problem is a small price to pay for a much improved chance of success. The diagnosis process should include identifying project parameters such as performance targets, deadlines, and budget, project stakeholders, past actions taken, the current situation, and desired outcomes from the perspective of all stakeholders. Only after diagnosing the problem will it be possible to select the most appropriate candidate to lead the effort. Next comes broaden the pathway by changing the conversation. Corporate environments can be fraught with challenges for women and people of color. Many challenges are systemic, such as organizational culture and that disadvantage certain groups versus others, or workloads and behavior expectations that require long hours in the office and around the clock responsiveness. These systemic challenges can make the corporate landscape seem foreign and antagonistic. In turn, occupational minorities might compensate by nursing cognitive biases that result in too much or too little confidence. Limiting social networks to similar peers rather than nurturing vital connections to sponsors, mentors, and career guides, and failing to strike an appropriate work-life balance. Supporting emerging leaders means changing the typical mentoring conversation. Mentoring that supports diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging should be adapted to include a clear framework for a professional development. An explanation of how various opportunities and positions contribute to the candidate's career goals, and a discussion of how to navigate the organizational culture or in light of glass ceilings, glass cliffs, and systemic challenges they face as occupational minorities. Step 5 is measure and track progress. A popular business adage is that we must inspect what we expect. This truism applies equally to any diversity effort. The process begins with defining that success looks according to key diversity metrics such as hiring, retention, and advancement for various employee populations. It might be tempting to stop there, however. Defining the goal is only the beginning. Additionally, it is necessary to measure the organization's current performance on these key performance indicators and then examine why that is the current state. In cognitive biases, it should also be a part of the conversation to that candidates so that the candidates can avoid the traps of both being overconfident and overcompensating for perceived shortcomings. Evaluation and adjustment of cognitive biases might be best accomplished by gathering 360-degree feedback regarding the mentee's performance on key tasks and engaging the mentee to describe their feelings, thoughts, and general experiences related to performing those tasks. Overconfidence might be occurring when the mentee's task performance is at or below average while their experience of that task reflects a strong enthusiasm and satisfaction and a sense of achievement. In contrast, overcompensation might be occurring when the mentee's task performance is evaluated as or above average, yet their described experiences suggest that they are spending too much time on tasks or that they harbor concerns about their performance. Understanding the organization's current performance, the following assessments has been proposed or required. Gauge buy-in. To what extent do organizational leaders and members agree that the key performance indicators defined are the right indicators and performance targets? Gauge feasibility. What organizational structures, processes, and other features facilitate the achievement of the key performance indicators? What features threaten or obstruct achievements? Gauge support needs. Leaders are taught to adapt to the needs of individual subordinates based on each performance skill level. In the same way, leaders throughout the organization need to adjust the amount of oversight, encouragement, and direction they provide as departments and employees across skill levels work to achieve diversity goals. For example, a recruiting department that is relatively inexperienced at hiring professionals from underrepresented groups will need strong step-by-step guidance and frequent feedback until their competency grows. While a manager who is highly skilled at developing and including such professionals generally should be allowed the autonomy to exercise their talents to their fullest. A popular business adage is that what gets measured gets done. Achievement to your diversity goals will happen only if they are deliberately defined and regularly assessed. We are business consultants based in Pakistan. If you need to accelerate your organizational performance and transform your company to meet the upcoming business challenges for a better tomorrow, please contact us for a turnaround. You can find us at rabbaniresearch.net. Trust Rabbani for quality competence. Thank you.